Hello, and welcome to this presentation of Protecting Your Emotional Buttons by Using Deflective Communication Skills. This presentation is brought to you by Troy Ann Williams and www.selfsabotagebehavior.com. Hello, I'm Troy Ann Williams, and I like to start my presentations by telling you just a little bit about myself. I've been studying the true nature of self-sabotage behavior for my entire adult life, and I've been developing tools and materials for breaking free from self-sabotage barriers and behaviors for well over 25 years. I worked for many years in the corporate world, as well as having worked as a consultant to small businesses and individuals for an additional many years. I definitely have a been there, done that frame of reference when it comes to breaking free from self-sabotage barriers and behaviors. I do this work because I do believe that everyone has a purpose in life, and I believe that everyone has potential for greatness. And my favorite part about this work is that I get to help others find their greatness. And I get to witness miracles as people move toward the happiness and success that perhaps they once only dreamed of. My unwavering goal in life is to help people find their true hidden powers so they can achieve their most valued goals. Over the years, there is a constant and consistent belief that has proven itself to me over and over again, and that is this: the law of attraction must be accompanied by the law of inner alignment and the law of right action. Now, you may often hear me say something to the effect of that it's a thorn in my side when I hear people making it sound as if you master the law of attraction, you don't have to do the work to create what you want. But what I know to be true is that you must be in alignment with your sense of worthiness for what you want to attract. And you must do the work that will create what it is you want to attract. So here's what I'm really trying to tell you. You can purchase, study, and follow every get-rich-quick or self-help program on the planet, but you will not create and keep the wealth or happiness you desire until you break free from your inner barriers and truly achieve inner alignment with doing the work for creating and attracting what you want in life. So today's topic is about protecting your emotional buttons by using deflective communication skills. You know that the world can be a wonderful place to be. However, you probably also know that it can be filled with challenging people and challenging events that will test your ability to stay in inner alignment with who you truly want to be. Each of us has certain triggers, or what I refer to as buttons, that when pushed, we respond in an emotionally charged way, and sometimes it's an inappropriate way. When we respond from an emotionally charged place with a knee-jerk reaction, it typically leaves us feeling bad. Those bad feelings might be guilt or shame or worthlessness, but just plain bad for reacting in a way that wasn't in alignment with who we really want to be. We feel that way because we responded from a place that controlled us, rather than us choosing a controlled and desired response. The communication skills that I'm about to share with you are my most favorite communication skills because they are very helpful in diffusing your emotional reactions when someone tries to push your buttons. Let's talk about using deflective communication to diffuse your potential emotional reactions. People who use passive-aggressive tactics for squashing other people can be quite masterful at their subtle yet effective methods of making people feel less than. So I'm going to share with you several examples of responses using a moving toward understanding communication strategy to deflect their behaviors. As the responder, your only goal is to seek to understand their point of view with no judgment. So your goal is always to maintain a genuine curiosity and desire to understand. So if someone says something to you such as, why do you waste your time with that relationship? Or why do you waste your time with that job or that hobby? Then you can respond back by saying something such as, it's interesting that you ask that. What do you think might be a better choice? Again, the goal is always to maintain a genuine sense of curiosity and a desire to understand. So perhaps someone says something to you such as, you always do that, or you always say that, or you always want that. Well, then you can respond just simply by asking the question, always? Perhaps someone says something to you such as, that will never work. Well, again, out of a sense of genuine curiosity and a desire to understand, you can respond with, I'm curious, what do you think would work? If someone says something to you such as, that's a ridiculous idea, well, then out of a sense of genuine curiosity and desire to understand, you could respond with something such as, that's an interesting thing to say. What do you think would happen if we tried it anyway? Have you ever had someone say to you, you don't need that? Well, if you respond out of a genuine sense of curiosity and a genuine desire to understand, you could respond with something such as, I appreciate your interest in my needs. Specifically, why do you say that? You've probably heard someone ask the question of another person, who does she think she is? Well, if someone says something like that to you, you could possibly respond with, I'm not sure I understand. What specifically do you mean? Now, I need to make sure that you beware of one certain thing, and that is this. The responses that I've been sharing with you are not going to stop or change the other person from their passive-aggressive ways. However, it will do two very important things. One, it will take them by surprise and possibly knock them a bit off balance that you didn't respond to their destructive efforts in an emotionally charged manner. And two, and most importantly, you will see yourself beginning to disconnect from this person by being genuinely curious as to their motivations for their behaviors and their comments and their questions. In other words, by not giving them the knee-jerk emotional response they expected from you, you'll be taking your power back. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. So, okay, I just joked a little bit about taking your power back, but I also want to remind you to not use these tactics to become passive-aggressive yourself. At all times, you must remain mindful of the person you truly want to be and respond from that person within yourself. One of my favorite things to do if I know I'm going to be at an event where there are going to be lots of other people and I may be challenged with knowing that there are going to be potential passive-aggressive people in the group, then I will write a word on the inside of my hand so that I can look at it whenever I need a reminder of who it is that I want to be in this experience and at this event. So it might be a word such as helpful or caring or supportive. Sometimes I just need a reminder to be interested. So remember, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of conflict and controversy. So be mindful that using deflective communication skills will help you to stay in an emotionally healthy and balanced place, and will help you to respond to other people from your own sense of self-worth. So I'd like to take a moment before we end to remind you that the How to Recognize Self-Sabotage Behavior Guidebook and the Break Free from Self-Sabotage Behavior Workbook contain the process for identifying and breaking free from your self-sabotage barriers and behaviors. Over the years, I've learned that when you're struggling to solve a problem, it is always best to return to the basics. And these two products will take you through an easy-to-follow step-by-step process that will get you to the core of the self-sabotage behavior and help you to transform it into something more productive and more effective toward getting more of what you do want. Thank you for joining us today. This presentation was brought to you today by Troy Ann Williams and www.selfsabotagebehavior.com.